Knicks Nation, it's game day. Let's freaking go. Game 3 of the New York Knicks playoffs against the Cleveland Cavaliers is tonight at the Garden. Shout out to everybody tuning into the chat right now. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Friday at 8:30 p.m. prime time on ABC and MSG. The New York Knicks are back home against the Cleveland Cavaliers. In this live stream, I'm going to give you guys my thoughts of tonight's game, and more importantly, I want to hear from you guys in the live chat and get into some Q&As and where the mindsets are at for the New York Knicks fans heading into tonight's game, man. It's going to be crazy tonight. Madison Square Garden is going to be a hostile environment, and what the New York Knicks did in game 1 and 2 is they got home court advantage back in our favor. If the New York Knicks protect home court and win every game at the Garden, the Knicks advance to the second round. This is a must-win. Every game on home court in the playoffs, you gotta win. We were able to go out there in Cleveland in game 1 and steal one from them. Now it's time for the Knicks to protect their home court. The Cleveland Cavaliers were an elite team at home all season long. On the road, they were middle. Pretty sure they were 22-21. So they struggled on the road compared to them being home at Cleveland in the regular season. So the fact that the Knicks were able to get one on the road was the key to win this series. And they already did that. My apologies if there's any background noise. I do have construction going on. So my apologies on that. But listen, guys, the Knicks did what they needed to do. I know game 2 was ugly. It was disgusting to watch. But the fact that the Knicks were able to get game 1 makes this series possible for the Knicks to win. Now, it won't be easy to protect home floor. Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and the Cleveland Cavaliers, they know what to expect heading into New York. It's going to be an absolute dogfight. They're going to know what's coming from the Knicks' hostile crowd and the hostile environment. And I think they're going to be, it's going to be one of those games where if the Knicks win, it's not going to be an easy dub. It's going to be one of those grinded out defensive battles that goes down to the wire that hopefully the Knicks make the more plays and eventually get the dub, right? So the big question is, how are the Knicks going to be adjusting from game 2 to game 3? They need to learn from their mistakes. They need to evolve. They need to figure out what went wrong. They need to change. They need to adapt. That's what the Cavaliers did. You got to tip your cap to the Cleveland Cavaliers. From game 1 to game 2, they look like a completely different team. It's like they knew exactly how to exploit the Knicks' weaknesses, and that's when a good coach is showing you he knows what he's doing. So that's up to the Knicks now to be able to exploit the weaknesses of the Cleveland Cavaliers. We got to be able to shut down the entire... I'll take that back. Limit the team around Donovan Mitchell. Allow Donovan Mitchell to do his thing, get his 30, get his 40 even, and then limit guys like Garland like we did in game 1. Limit guys like Evan Mobley like we did in game number 1. That's the key to the win. There's a lot of other keys that we'll be breaking down in today's live stream as well. Shout out to everybody tuning into the chat. We got Knicks Galaxy as always tuning in. I appreciate you, brother. Bing bong. What up, Rich? Richie, how's your 420? It was amazing. I celebrated big time. Hope you did as well. Salute to Kareem. What's up? That man to David. YouTube's in the chat. John, see you at MSG. I'll see you Sunday, bro. I'm going Sunday. Guys, if you're just tuning into the show, do your boy a gigantic favor. You know the vibes by now. Please hit that like button. Let's get as many Knicks fans riled up in the chat before tonight's game. It's game day. Let's get crazy. Let's get rowdy, Knicks Nation. We're back in the playoffs. The series is tied 1-1. This is it. Tonight is the night. If the Knicks want to win this series, they have to win this game tonight. And if they don't win this game, then we really obviously need to win game number 4. We have to win tonight, though. So the next thing I want to talk about, guys, who's going to have it tonight? Who is going to step up and be that star? Who is that going to be? Is it going to be Julius Randle? Is it going to be Jalen Brunson? It has to be one of those two, in my opinion. Absolutely has to be one of those two. The stars need to step up big time. Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. I'm looking at you too. And obviously the role players need to be talked about as well. Emmanuel Quickley hasn't had a good game yet in this playoff series. Neither has RJ Barrett. Neither has Quentin Grimes. So it's a collective unit. I don't want to put it all in the stars. But I'm looking at Julius and Jalen Brunson as his 2 stars of this team to really wake up and kind of have one of those elite performances that we know that they're capable of We've seen Randle go for 57 at the Garden. We've seen Randle go for 40 plus multiple times. We've seen Jalen Brunson go for 40 plus multiple times. I don't want to put too much on their shoulders, but we need a night like that in the playoffs. This is where you have to play on your A game. Is it too much to ask for one of our stars to break out? And I want to get a team effort. I don't want to be one-dimensional, rely on one player, but I'm curious. We're at the Garden. Hey, Julius, two-time All-Star. Are you going to have it tonight? Are you going to give us an efficient 25, 10, and 5? Or are you going to turn the ball over too much? Right? Role players at home. It's time for IQ. This is the time for Emmanuel Quickley. Listen, we talked about it on the show yesterday. I think that, at least I'm being a little hopeful here, folks. Emmanuel Quickley, we all know, feeds off the crowd of Madison Square Garden. He was struggling in Cleveland. And I think it could be in Emmanuel Quickley's favor, and obviously other players on the Knicks can feel this as well, where they feed off the crowd. They feed off the energy of Madison Square Garden. And I'm really hopeful that Emmanuel Quickley does do just that. Because when Quickley gets a shot to go and he hears that roar of the Garden and he gets a smile on his face and all of a sudden it looks like he's just having fun out there, that's the best Emmanuel Quickley. So I'm hopeful that we're going to see that type of IQ. Same with all the other players. Quentin Grimes can get into rhythm early. We need to get the guys going. We also heard from Tom Thibodeau that Julius Randle will be getting back to his normal minutes, and that means playing the entire first quarter. He hasn't been in great shape because of his ankle injury, so the first two games, the minutes were a little weird. Julius Randle subbing out with 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. We're not used to that, right? Obi Toppin coming in with 7 minutes in the first quarter. That was never the rotations throughout the season. But now, apparently, Julius Randle's good to go. Full rotation, full minutes. He's going to play the entire first quarter. So we need Randle to get off to a hot start. Give us 10 points in the first quarter. And that's not asking a lot, folks. He did that all throughout the regular season. How many times do we see Randle put up 8 to 12, maybe 15 points when he's really hot in the first quarter because he plays the entirety of that 12-minute first quarter? I'm looking at Randle to be aggressive early. Find your shot. Randle will shoot his 10 threes. I'm expecting 4 for 6 in the first quarter. Exactly, John. We need Randle to step up in that first quarter and start off hot. I think the first quarter is going to be the most important quarter of this game. Outside of fourth quarter, for obvious clutch reasons. But the start of this game is so important. The Knicks have to get off to a really good start to make sure the crowd is in it from the get-go. We do not want the crowd to be sucked out of the building and we're playing from a lead throughout the entirety of the game. We need to, and I'm not saying start blowing them out of the gates. We need it to be an intense, close matchup from the get-go, and the Knicks got to start making plays immediately. We need the crowd to go crazy, and the way you keep the crowd in the game is if you keep playing hard, play defense, do what the crowd loves, play fast, throw alley-oops in transition, get emphatic blocks, hustle for loose balls. Every single loose ball means so much. Every offensive rebound, fight for it. This is what this is all about, man. The playoffs, the stakes are so much higher in the playoffs, guys. We all know that. And you can feel the intensity just rise to another stratosphere, and it's going to be even different at the Garden. Hi, Richie, fellow Knicks fans. How is it going? We're going well, man. Well, hopefully tonight is the night where we get a W. Play Deuce at least 8 minutes. I mean, that could be a secret weapon. I don't know if Tibbs will make that adjustment, but I would love to see the matchup of Deuce on Garland, especially if he gets going. Gideon's in the chat. Ball movement would be nice. No stagnation. Yeah, absolutely. They got to move. What the Knicks need to improve on, something that I noticed from Game 2. When the Cavaliers blitzed and they double-teamed, the Knicks got to pass immediately. Don't dribble into it. They want you to dribble into that blitz and that double team. You swing that rock. You find the open man. If someone's doubling you, that means somebody's open. So you keep passing the ball. Right when you see a blitz off a screen and there's two people trapping you, you've passed the ball. And obviously it's easier said than done because sometimes they're in your face and someone's not open, and that's how turnovers happen. But the Knicks got to be prepared. They got to expect they need to have some type of game plan. When the blitz comes, what are we doing? They should be practicing that, and I'm sure they are. But I better see an improved Knicks offense attacking the blitz because Jalen Brunson is going to get double-teamed. Randle gets double-teamed. Even RJ gets double-teamed to shut him down, to not even allow RJ to get to his spot. Every time RJ tries to do his typical, high pick and roll, they double him off the screen. They don't allow him to get, that one-on-one to the bucket. So the Cavaliers are so good at half-court defense, which is why they got to play fast, right? I've been screaming that the Knicks identity and the Knicks are at their best offensively when they play in transition. That starts with getting stops on defense, pushing the pace, getting easy buckets. Even on a made basket from the Cavaliers, the Knicks got to inbound it fast, run down the floor, and get a bucket quick, because they can steal so many points from the Cavaliers if they do not allow their feet to get set, right? They cannot allow the Cavaliers defense to get set into the half court. That's when they're at their best. If you keep the Cavaliers defense on their heels, that's when the Knicks thrive. And that's when the Knicks crowd is going to be involved as well. I don't want to see RJ get many minutes. Well, RJ Barrett is probably, if he has a really bad first half, I don't think he's going to play a lot of minutes. I think he's going to feel it out. He's going to get his typical first half minutes. He's going to play for the first 6 minutes of the first quarter, and then he's going to get checked in to start off the second quarter with the bench unit, and then based on how he's playing, he'll either get checked out and not play for the rest until the halftime, and then start the third quarter and be out for the rest of the game. That's usually how it goes when RJ's struggling. But hopefully RJ can find his rhythm, man. We're rooting for RJ to find his rhythm. This Knicks team's at its best when they're all clicking. When RJ is getting downhill and attacking the paint and getting 20 points, still impacted the game, his length and his defense and his rebounding. We need RJ. He's a weapon, and I know that he's struggling, but we need you, man. We also need Quentin Grimes to be aggressive. Quentin Grimes needs to be aggressive tonight. Take your shots. If your first couple don't go in, keep shooting. Because when Quentin Grimes gets hot, man, it opens up this entire team to another level, because then we have the depth of Grimes shooting. We have the star talent of Randle and Brunson. You guys know all of this. So my vision for tonight, we need one of Brunson or Randle to have a star-like game, like what Garland did in Game 2. We need a star performance in the first half. Like, can we get 20 points in the first half from Randle or Brunson? Am I asking for too much from a star to do that? We've seen him do it before. That's why I don't want to sound like I'm asking for all these crazy stuff. I'm asking for things we saw throughout the season from these players. And I'm looking at them to really have one of those games, right? And then we need the bench, man. We need Josh Hart. Get back to your Game 1 ways, because Game 2, he did not look like himself. He just didn't. Did not look like himself. So that's really what it comes down to, man. We got to take both games at the Garden, in my opinion. I honestly agree. I think the only way, we did prove that we can win in Cleveland already with Game 1, but if we want to secure this series, we win these next 2 games at home. I'm talking win the series. That's what we need. If you want to win the series, you win on your home floor. That's how you win basketball series in the NBA. That's how you do it. And us Knicks fans haven't been in the playoffs in a long time, right? For an extended period of time. 2 years ago, we were in the playoffs for 5 games. And we lost on our home court. We had home court advantage in that series, and we gave it up by losing in Game 1, just like the Cavs did. And that's how the Atlanta Hawks won. Hopefully we can do what the Atlanta Hawks did to us, to the Cavaliers, right? It's pretty similar so far. The Hawks beat the Knicks in Game 1 at the Garden. The Knicks came back and won Game 2 at the Garden, and it was tied 1-1, and then we went back to Atlanta, and Atlanta whooped us. Atlanta beat us in both games in Atlanta, and then they even beat us in Game 5 at the Garden. So if the Knicks want to get crazy here and pull off what the Hawks did to us, I'm down. They got to protect home floor and then use that momentum to go finish it in Cleveland in 5. Now, I'm getting ahead of myself. I do not expect this series to go to 5. I think this is going 7, to be honest. I really do. Because it's a game of adjustments. And the Cavaliers literally punched us in the mouth. They completely destroyed us in Game 3 to the point where it's like, whoa. We didn't just play competitively and the Cavs made an extra play and they were more clutch and they got the W. That wasn't the case. The game was over in the second quarter. And that's why it's hard to get a lot of optimistic perspectives heading into tonight. Because that is scary, that the Cavaliers beat us that bad. So I'm not asking the Knicks to go out there and beat them as bad as they beat us, but we got to be competitive from the gate. We got to control the rhythm of the game and beat them like we did in Game 1. But I'm also looking at the offense because the offense needs to wake up, right? Shooting, we can't expect shooting to be lights out every night. But some nights they need to be on. And they haven't been on in the first 2 games. So back at the Garden, back in your home court, we need a collective effort from this Knicks team shooting the ball from beyond the arc. We need Quentin Grimes to get like 3 or 4 threes. We need Quickly to get his 3 3-pointers. Randle to get 4 3-pointers. Shoot a lot of volume. That's where the Knicks, that's how they thrive. That's how their offense was rated so high this season. They shot a lot. Their volume was up, which led to more makes, which led to more points. So that's what the Knicks got to do. They got to get into rhythm and play fast in transition. Oh my gosh. I'm so amped up right now, guys. You can tell. You can tell, man. Guys, if you're just tuning into the show, do your boy a solid favor and hit that thumbs up button. We got around 40 people watching with 22 likes. Let's get to 50 likes by the end of the show, guys. If you're enjoying the show here on Knicks Media, you can simply do me a favor by hitting that thumbs up button and consider subscribing to the channel if you're new. My name's Richie. I cover the New York Knicks here on Knicks Media, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been a roller coaster of a season, and now we are in the middle of the playoffs. So if you guys enjoy my commentary, I enjoy having you here. Hit that like button if you guys are enjoying this content. And of course, subscribe if you're new. We greatly appreciate you guys. We got to win tonight. Of course we do, Anthony. Yeah, we do. We have to end this series quickly. We got the team to do so. I smell a date with the Greek Freak real soon. I hope, man. I really hope. Tonight will really tell us. Knicks got to win in 6. I don't see us winning a Game 7 in Cleveland. Yeah, Game 7 in Cleveland scares me too, man. We got to win in 6. That's the key. And by doing that, all you got to do, and I don't want to make it seem like all you got to do because it's hard to do. The Cavaliers are a phenomenal team, but we got to just protect home court. Protect home court and the series is yours. I don't want to say that and so nonchalantly like it's an easy thing to achieve. It's not. But the Knicks, all they got to do, win in Madison Square Garden and you win the series. They have home court advantage now. They flipped the script. That's so important, folks. That's so freaking important. Win tonight, win Sunday. You lose in Cleveland, you come back home, you win the series in 6. That's how you do it. And the Knicks got to make adjustments. They got to play with more energy. Also, it's time for them to play a little more physical now, right? We played more physical in Game 1. We were the more tougher team. We got physical. They completely destroyed us in Game 2 with physicality. They were punching us. They were getting really hard with us, setting hard screens. They let us feel it. We're all bruised up as a squad, the Knicks are. So the Knicks got to be able to match the physicality of Game 1 and put it up a notch. They're back in the Garden. Nothing's easy. In the paint. I want to see Mitchell Robinson going wild. Julius Randle bullying down low. I want to see hard screens. I want to see bodies on the floor. I want to see physicality. Because that's what I saw from the Cavaliers against the Knicks in Game 2. And they said it to our face. In the press conferences leading up to Game 2, the Cavaliers were telling us that's what they're going to do. And it's exactly what they did. So let's see the Knicks do that. It's easier said than done, for sure, to win on your home court. It is. Quickly and RG's performance matters a ton. If everyone clicks, then this team will take it. Yeah, what makes this Knicks team good, what made them the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference was the depth and the two stars of Brunson and Randle combined with the role players of Quickly, Grimes, Josh Hart, and RJ Barrett. And a rim protector of Mitchell Robinson. I mean, like, we have a good team. They just need to all click. And I don't want to sound like a broken record, guys, but seeing these highlights, we need Jalen Brunson or Julius Randle, one of those two, to have like one of those games, man. We need it. We need one of those all-time playoff performances from our star players. Now, am I asking for too much when I say that, guys? Am I asking for an all-time playoff performance? Not all-time, but I'm talking like a 30-plus pointer because they have the ability to do it. We've seen it countless times throughout this regular season. We've seen Julius drop 57. We saw Jalen Brunson against the Cavs, by the way, drop 47. We even saw RJ Barrett get a 40-piece this season. We even saw Emmanuel Quickly get a 40-piece this season. We saw Obi Toppin, RJ Barrett, and Emmanuel Quickley. No, I'm sorry. Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickley, and Quentin Grimes all get 30 points in one game. Now, that was without Brunson and Randle. That's why they were able to do that. But my point is, throughout the regular season, our players have shown their abilities. So now it's time to put it all together in this playoff atmosphere and figure it out. And figure it all out. Adjustments, intensity, it's all going to be matched. Biggest issue in my eyes, besides the lack of aggression, was the Cavaliers being so lengthy. We got to make it up somewhere. Yeah, I think that comes up. You match that with ball movement. When they're trapping you with the long arms, you got to match that with ball movement, man. Move the ball around. Find the open man. Just sub, let's go Knicks. We got this game in the bag. Well, thank you so much for joining the Knicks media family. Never fold. Matt, stay fly. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel, my friend. Let's go Knicks. We're going to get this game tonight. I love that energy. I don't want to see Garland and Mitchell laughing and having a blast like in game 2. We need to take it to them. We need to take it right to them. Let's attack them both on offense, rather. Force them to play defense. Force them to get an isolation ball one-on-one. Switch them on. They got to get creative, man. They got to. Game 3 or 4 might be in overtime. It's definitely possible. That is definitely possible. Guys, if you're just tuning into the show, hit that like button. We almost got 30 likes. Let's see if we can get 30 likes. I appreciate you all tuning in to Knicks Media. Let's go. Also, guys, in the live chat right now, who are some X factors for tonight's game that you think has to step up? Is it guys like Emmanuel Quickley? Is it a Josh Hart? Is it even Mitchell Robinson? Is it one of the stars? Which player, if you can think of one player who's the X factor that needs to be on their A game to win tonight, who is it going to be? If they're at their peak tonight, that's the way we're going to win. Which player is the X factor? RTB says RJ. If RJ has an RJ game that we know that he's capable of doing when he's hot, he can get you 30. Now, I'm not expecting that. He looks totally off. That comes with hitting his three-point shot. You're not getting 30 without hitting your threes. And we've seen RJ do that, but not frequently, not consistently. If RJ did that, bro, that's a lock of a dub, I'm telling you. It's not one player who needs to step up. We need a group in togetherness. Absolutely, you're 100% right. But we also need at least one player to catch flames. Like, we need one player to, like, have a career night type of vibe. Right? But obviously the togetherness and the team effort and the collective is what's going to win the game. Gideon's X factors is IQ and heart. Both players off the bench. The bench is what was the key to the victory in game 1. So you're right. Josh Hart, he had 17 and 10 that game, and Emmanuel Quickley didn't have a field goal. So let's get a Josh Hart game with Emmanuel Quickley balancing it out. I like it. We need Brunson and Julius playing like stars. Yes, that all we need from RJ, IQ, and Grimes is efficiency. That's it. It sounds simple when you break it down that way. We need Brunson and Julius to play to their average. Both get you 25. And then you get the efficiency of RJ's 19, the efficiency of IQ's 15, and an efficient Grimes of 10. And then that's a W. Quickley is a big X factor, in my opinion. Coming off the bench, we need Quickley's elite floaters. Yes, we need his elite floaters. We need his elite defense. We need his playmaking. We need his three-point shooting. We need Quickley's three-point shooting. And, of course, his floaters. Everything from Emmanuel Quickley. He was a Sixth Man of the Year finalist for a reason. Where is that man? MIA, Emmanuel Quickley is. We need you, buddy. I even took your jersey off my wall because I don't want to jinx you. Grimes is my X factor for tonight. They busted his lip last game on me. He going off. I like that. Quentin Grimes is a going off candidate. It didn't happen every night, but it happened. When he catches flames, man, he can get you 15 points of just strictly three-pointers, and he can attack the paint. I feel like Grimes' issue has been lack of aggression. I don't think it's like he's missing his shots. He's not shooting the ball. I invite you, Quentin Grimes, to get aggressive. Find your shot. And that's also on Jalen Brunson, by the way, to find his teammates It's not just Grimes being aggressive. We need Jalen Brunson. I didn't really like his approach, honestly, in the first quarter of game number 2. In my opinion, Jalen Brunson was going into isolation too early. I like his game as an isolation, ball-dominant point guard. I do. But we don't need that to start off. Let's get your teammates involved early on. Let's get your teammates to find their rhythm. Let's dish it to Grimes in the corner. Let's get RJ Barrett in rhythm, as Jalen Brunson I'm talking about, as the point guard early on, so that when it gets to clutch time, crunch time, that's when you go to the isolation. That's when you get your buckets. That's when you go crazy, right? I want Jalen Brunson's approach, and I'm not saying just pass. If the opportunity presents yourself to shoot and go get a basket, you do that. But I think he should be looking for his teammates more than anything than trying to find his own shot in isolation early on. We need the whole team in rhythm from the get-go. Randle needs to get revenge for that injury late in the game, especially when the Cavs booed him off the court. Facts, bro. I like what I'm hearing from Randle in terms of his energy and his mentality right now. His press conference was cool. He had a big smile on his face. Looked like he was in a good headspace. His mental was in a good spot, and that's a good sign. If we get regular season quickly, then that would be huge. Yes, it would be. Gideon, subscribe to my new show, The Last Laugh Podcast. Everyone go check out Gideon's podcast. He says, also, Grimes needs to butter some long balls and play make. Yes, that's his game. What do you expect from Mitch? I honestly could say that Mitchell Robinson was one of the only players in Game 2 that had a good game. Mitchell Robinson was playing pretty darn good defense. There were sequences in that game early on where he was protecting the rim at an elite level. And we need that Mitch again. We need him crash rebounds. We need him to do the dirty work. He's our garbage man down low. He does all the dirty work. Protect the paint. You got to throw him up the alley-oops. Go get those offensive rebounds. Go get those second chance opportunities. Do what Mitch does. Isaiah Hartenstein had a really bad game number 2. He did not step up defensively. He was not good. So Hartenstein needs to step up. Do you think Tibbs will go deep in the bench tonight? I don't think he goes deep into the bench. I think it's going to be the same rotation that it has been. I think it's going to be the same 4 off the bench. I would like to see him experiment with Deuce a little bit. I would love Deuce to get out there, especially guarding against Garland. I like how Deuce matched up against Garland. He's a perfect match for that. But is Deuce's offense too much of a liability to give him extended minutes? That's Deuce's issue. It's not like his defense is so good, but his offense is definitely a little underdeveloped. Need Deuce defense sprinkled throughout the game. I agree. I just said that. Yes. Is it safe to say Tibbs' rotation this season has been rather good? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can criticize Tom Thibodeau all you want, but he went out there and won 47 games for this Knicks team with that rotation. So you got to give him credit for that, 100%. Wasn't great, wasn't perfect, but it's been rather good. Yeah. For sure. So, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 hours until game time. Woo, who's going to the Garden tonight? Anybody here that's headed to Madison Square Garden tonight? I'm going to be there Sunday for game 4. So let me know. Who is going to Madison Square Garden tonight? Let me know in the chat. Anybody going that's watching? Screw the Cinderella story talk. I have faith that the Knicks will make a run. Yeah, man. We got to just get the dub tonight first. Dibs has been open-minded. He has to be open-minded tonight. Yes, he does. He needs to... Another thing about adjustments, bro. Let's see some in-game adjustments. How about that? We didn't see any in-game adjustments in Game 2. When you're losing and you're getting punched in the mouth and nothing's working, how about a little adjustment in the middle of the game to help out? I'll be outside in the front. That's still fun. I'll be there possibly Sunday. I'll see you there. The Garden will bring the energy tonight. It's going to be crazy. Bro, the roof is going to jump off. I'm telling you. It's going to be crazy tonight. I was at the Garden for playoffs last year for Game 1, and that was not even full capacity. I can't even imagine the magnitude of the energy. Tibbs has been flexible this season, and we need to give him credit. Yes, he has been. Hasn't been perfect, but he did way much more of a better job than a praise and criticism is my point. Not to say that the criticism isn't well warranted at times. So, what's the predictions tonight? I don't know. I did not have a good feeling going into game 2, and you guys knew that. During my game day stream on Tuesday, I didn't feel good going into game 2. I just didn't. I felt like Knicks fans were feeling a little too high and underestimating the Cavs, responding after a tough loss, and unfortunately I was right. But my feelings tonight is it's going to be a better situation. I think the Knicks are going to feed off the crowd. I think they're going to get into rhythm early. I think they're going to get back to their staple. And I think it's going to be a hard-fought battle that goes down to the last minute. I think it's going to be like another low-scoring gauntlet of a game with a lot of sloppiness, a lot of turnovers on both teams, a lot of crazy plays, highlights. I think it's going to be a highlight reel, man. I think being at the world's most famous arena at this stage, series tied 1-1, this is what it's all about. We might get the best of one of our players tonight. I just have a feeling. I don't know who it's going to be. I'm leaning towards Julius. I don't know why. I have this weird feeling that Julius is about to go crazy tonight at home. I just do. And if he does, that would be great, right? I just have a feeling, man. You see all these highlights that's been rolling. These are the highlights from games 1 and games 2. And we need all of that and then some. Right? We need all of that and then some. What type of highlights are we going to get? I'm trying to figure out these. Yeah, man, I'm excited. Let's look at these highlights together right now. Look at the alley-oop to Mitchell Robinson. Everyone look at these highlights. Let's watch the tape together. Here's Emmanuel Quigley, double-teamed, great defense from Quigley, but he still figured it out. That was his first field goal of the frickin' playoffs, by the way. Julius Randle, he's got to hit these threes consistently, man. We're looking at you, Julius. This is from game 2. All these highlights from game 2 are in the first quarter. That's what we need from RJ Barrett. And 1 going to your offhand. Where is that, RJ? We need you to do that more often. This is from game 1. Jalen Brunson sizing him up. This is in the clutch, man. This is just beautiful footwork. Look at this again. In the clutch, Jalen Brunson with Osman on him, who, by the way, is injured. Injury news. Cedi Osman of the Cavaliers, he's questionable tonight with a sprained ankle, so it'll be interesting to see if he plays because that'll be a big blow to their depth. They really shortened their rotation, by the way. The Cavs shortened it to a 7-man look after Isaac Okoro only played the first 3 minutes of that game, and if Osman is out, that's going to be a big blow to the Cavaliers' rotation, so the Knicks got to take advantage of that, man. He's done with a sprained ankle, so we'll see. Absolutely have to take advantage of that. Got to give respect to Donovan. He's incredible. Yeah, bro, he is. He is. Donovan's gonna get his tonight, no doubt. Honestly, I feel like if the Knicks are one superstar away from being a dangerous team, imagine a team of Brunson, Randle, and then a superstar. Knicks would be contenders. Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of people agree with that. And I think that tonight is going to tell you more about that if we're really a superstar away. We are a superstar away. I think we get that. If the Knicks get hot in the Garden, you're not catching up or making a comeback come playoff time. MSG turns into Arrowhead Stadium. We got the loudest fans. We do got the loudest fans, bro. We got the loudest fans, the best fans in the world. I think it is tonight. We will hear Mike Breen. So Mike Breen's calling the game on ABC with Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson. And then on MSG, we got Clyde and I think Kenny Albert. So choose who you want. ABC with Mike Breen and the national broadcast, or MSG with Clyde. What if it's RJ that has his breakout game tonight? Oh my gosh, Kim, that would be the best. I don't want to expect it because he just doesn't look like he has it right now, but I know RJ well enough to know that even when he's down bad and he's at his lowest point, is his time to break out. We've seen this before. This is not new from RJ Barrett. We've seen him struggle, but we've seen him have bounce back opportunities and bounce back games. And he needs to have that, bro. He has it in him. I know he does. We saw it. His issue his entire career has been the same issue. Consistency. He goes wild for 2 weeks straight. He plays poor for 2 weeks straight. We need him. Don't be surprised if RJ is a 30-point explosion. So there are people in the chat that are high on RJ tonight. Okay. I hear you. I really hope you're freaking right. Hopefully Knicks will bounce back after that blowout loss to Cavs in Game 2. Yeah, let's hope, man. That was embarrassing, to say the least. It's freaking embarrassing, that Game 2 performance. Yeah, embarrassing. I'll say that word again. I was embarrassed. So what adjustments needs to be made to win Game 3, folks? What do you think? Let me know in the chat right now what adjustments need to be made for the New York Knicks to win Game number 3 at Madison Square Garden. Is it tighten up the defense? Is it less turnovers? The weird thing about Game 2, guys, is that the Cavaliers had the same amount of turnovers as the Knicks. 17 team turnovers, both teams. Didn't it feel like the Knicks turned the ball over like 400 times and that was the reason why we lost? Well, the Cavs turned it over the same amount of time as the Knicks, and we still lost by 17. So we got to be able to take advantage of their turnovers more. RJ won't be good till next series. Well, Hennessy, that's you telling me that they're going to win this series and go advance? I hope you're right. I say Brunson gets a bang call tonight, but sadly Mitchell gets a bang call on Sunday. Oh, man. We'll see. You know what? I feel like RJ will have a big game today and make up for the last two. I believe in RJ. I love this RJ optimism, man. There's not a lot of RJ optimism. So I do appreciate you guys right here in the chat because RJ's been struggling. And there's no denying that. And he's been a polarizing topic amongst Knicks fans on Knicks Twitter and wherever you get your Knicks news from. So I'm happy to hear Knicks fans rooting for him and hopeful that he can actually break out. I believe too. Because he's been struggling, man. And we need him. Richie, who would you say gets screwed by the refs the more? The Knicks or the Jets? Good question. Right now, the Knicks. We need to want it more. That's the thing. Facts. We need to play with more a sense of urgency, a sense of energy, a sense of just willpower. Let's be honest. We need Brunson to go off for 40. Yeah. I'm saying Brunson or Randle needs to get his 40 piece tonight. That's what I've been saying from the top. We need one of Brunson or Randle to get their 40. Couldn't agree more. I think they could use more structured plays because sometimes the offense looks chaotic. Yeah, I do want them to avoid being in the half-court offense a lot. Obviously, they're going to have to be in the half-court offense throughout the game. But get easy buckets in transition. When the Cavaliers miss, push the pace. Even when the Cavs get a bucket, push the pace. Don't allow the Cavs defense to get set because that's when that Cavs defense becomes lethal. And that Cavs defense is lethal, by the way. RJ needs to use his size and skill. And that's to get to the basket, bro. That's to get to the basket. Don't get so, lethargic and slow. Go to the basket. Key adjustments are more rebounds and more transition plays. Agreed. Richie, what adjustments do you think the Knicks have to make in order to be successful in Game 3? I think the key adjustments is simple, man. You win the rebounding battle. We lost the rebounding battle in Game 1. You got to get back on the boards. We have one of the best offensive rebounding duo centers in the NBA. Both Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein are in the upper echelon in offensive rebounds this season. So we need to win the offensive glass. Win overall rebounding as a collective. Fight for loose balls. Win in transition and outscore the Cavaliers bench. That's the keys, right? The bench needs to wake up again like they did in Game 1. The scrappiness of the rebounding, the scrappiness of the more physical abilities. That's what it really comes down to. Get back to the roots. Ball movement. When the blitz comes, when the double team comes, you pass it. Don't dribble into it. Don't get too flashy. Don't feel like you can split the double teams. Make the right reads. Don't get too in your head and play with the flow of the game, man. They got to learn from their mistakes in Game 3, man. Because if they don't, then we got an issue. If we go out there and look at the same team in Game 2, then I don't know if they're going to win the series. To be honest with you guys. Getting down 2-1, looking the same way we did, looking like a team that can't make adjustments, this is going to tell us a lot about this team tonight. You learn more about the character of a team with how they handle a loss rather than a win. We saw the Cavaliers' identity after their Game 1 loss. Let's see what the Knicks can do after their Game 2 loss. How are they going to look? How are they going to adjust? What is their mindset's going to be? What type of urgency are they going to feel? Right? That's what it's going to come down to. Tonight is when we see the identity of these New York Knicks, of the 2022-23 New York Knicks. We will see their true colors tonight. Because it doesn't matter if your three-point shooting is not there. You got to win in other ways with their physical abilities, with attacking the paint, clogging the paint on defense, contesting every jump shot, playing as a collective, playing as one, playing in unison. Let's go. We know what this Knicks team is capable of. We're going up against a team that is better than us. They had a better regular season, 4 more wins. They're the favorites. It's not going to be an easy series to win, but you got to protect your home court. And that's by getting the team involved. Getting the energy from the crowd needs to be a weapon that the Knicks use in their favor tonight, bro. They got to use that as a weapon in our favor. Folks, if you're enjoying the show, we got 70 plus people watching with 35 likes. The goal of the stream is 50 thumbs up. It would mean a lot, guys, if you can help me to get to that goal of 50. Simply hit that like button if you guys are enjoying the show. The Knicks play tonight at Madison Square Garden. Tip-off is at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's on ABC for the national broadcast. It's on MSG for the local broadcast in New York area. The series is tied 1-1. And the Knicks have home court advantage. They stole back home court with their victory in Game 1, which means if the Knicks protect home court and win every game at the Garden for the rest of the series, they win the series. If they win tonight, they win Sunday, and they win in Game 6. If it goes 6 at the Garden, that's how you win the series. So we have to be able to be efficient and figure it out. Richie, did you get the vibe that Cleveland has potentially figured us out, or that is just my pessimism of being a Knicks fan for the last decade? No, they definitely figured the Knicks out in Game 2. That's what playoffs are about. It's game-by-game adjustments. The adjustments that the Cavaliers made shut down the Knicks. Now it's up to the Knicks to be able to see if we could figure them out. This is where game-by-game adjustments happen. This is how playoff series work. You go game by game. Every game is different. Every game is different. Tonight is going to be completely different from Game 2. So how can the Knicks figure them out tonight? Right? How can they figure out the Cavaliers' weaknesses and exploit them? That's what it's going to come down to. I'm really excited, man. What are your feelings for Games 3? Well, I got to see what happens tonight first before I talk about Game 4, but I feel good that they can really protect home court. They not better than us. They just adjust. We didn't. The Knicks relax. Can't do that. Cannot do that. When you're going up against a team like the Cavaliers, you can't just sleep. It felt like the Knicks got complacent, honestly. It felt like they, after that Game 1 victory, they're like, all right, let's do the same thing we did in Game 1 all over again. You got to be able to clean up your mistakes, even in a win. We have to contain Donovan Mitchell and work as a team to get this dub. Oh, yeah. You got to be as a team to shut down Donovan or contain him, right? Playoffs are all about game-by-game adjustments, and the question is, how are the Knicks going to be able to handle those game-by-game adjustments? I'm looking at you, Tom Thibodeau, and the leaders of this team. We need it. Come on. Let's go. Let's get it going. Man, the city of New York is alive. And a lot of people are really excited for tonight's game, as we should be. Folks, we're 5 likes away from 50. 5 likes away. Smash those buttons, baby. Biggest Knicks fan in Utah. Really wanted Mitchell to New York for that reason. Damn, Jordan. Supporting the Knicks from Utah. We appreciate you. And sorry Donovan couldn't come to the Knicks, but we're going to beat him instead. We're going to beat that man. Oh, the narrative is Donovan Mitchell versus the Knicks. Yeah, we're going to beat him. I hope. I freaking hope so. I think that the New York Knicks have a chance to do it. And it starts tonight. This is a must-win. If they lose tonight, it's going to be really hard to win this series, man. It really is. I'm telling you right now. If they lose tonight, it's going to Game 7 if the Knicks win. So, wake up, Knicks. We need you tonight, man. 8:30 tip-off. It's gonna be frisky, man. It's gonna be a frisky environment. If we go down 2-1, I don't see the Knicks having it in them to come back, which is why they can't lose. They gotta win at home. Protect the Garden. Do not allow Madison Square Garden to become the thing that it used to be of star players coming here to think of it as their playground to perform on the biggest stage. We need them to fear the Garden. The only battle the Knicks need to win to have a chance is the effort and rebounding. Yes, play with more sense of urgency. Play with more energy. Play with more effort. Rebound the ball. That's consistent. That's Knicks basketball. The Cavaliers played our game against ourselves. The Cavaliers beat us at our own game. That's how they did it. Now the Knicks have to look at that and say, okay, you want to play our style of basketball? Now we're really going to go crazy with the effort and the rebounding. That's what I'm saying if I'm a coach. If we go up 2-1, the pressure is really going to get to the Cavs because they got to play at MSG again, and they might be broken by the time they go back to Cleveland. We need tonight, man. We need to shoot and make points. That's a good observation as well. Shooting and making points is important. So, folks, if you enjoyed the show, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're going to be making the recap video tonight, win or loss. So make sure you guys tune into the recap as well. We'll go live tomorrow morning to really break down the game, hopefully talking about a W. Am I right? Am I right? It's going to be a crazy, crazy atmosphere tonight at Madison Square Garden. We need you Knicks fans to be loud if you're going tonight. Loud. I'll be there Sunday being loud. Doing my effort of a Knicks fan. 8:30. Oh, man. Doesn't it feel good, though? Knicks fans, soak in this playoff feeling. Soak in the anticipation for the games. We haven't been here in a while. This is not something that we're used to. It's been decades since we've been to the playoffs on a consistent basis. So soak it all in. I know that there's anxiety. I know that there's nervousness, but also excitement. Let all that marinate. We're in a series 1-1 in round number 1 of the NBA playoffs. This is what it's about. This is what being a fan is about. We are fans of the Knicks for this reason, to get to these moments in time of being in the NBA playoffs. So soak it in. Soak it all in. Appreciate what we have, and let's hope for the best. I do think if Garland and Spida go off, I don't think the Knicks have a chance, but it's definitely going to be a battle. Well, the only way the Knicks can win with those two going off is our duo has to go off. Randle and Brunson needs to go off if both Spida and Garland go off to match them. Then we have a chance of winning. Because if Spida's going off and Garland's going off, but also Brunson and Randle, then we are balanced. And it's going to come down to a 1-point game. You're right, Richie. Soak in the playoff atmosphere. We should have felt that in January, but Zach Wilson had other plans. Ugh. Damn it. Yeah, that remind me. And I'm serious, man. As a Jets fan, that's why I'm appreciating this, because I don't experience playoffs often. Even with my Mets, they were in the playoffs last year and got worked in the wild card. It's like the playoffs, like your team being in the playoffs is such a unique experience. And I know that we have a lot of Rangers fans in the chat. I'm personally not into hockey, so I'm not into the Rangers at all. But like playoff atmosphere is something as a fan that I'm not used to. I've been a diehard fan my whole life of the Knicks and the Jets and the Mets, and there's barely playoff experience in any three of those franchises in my life. So I'm soaking it in, and you should be too. Richie, I love you, bro. We will win Game 3 tonight. Corey, I love you too, and yes, we will. Yes, we will. Manifest it. Are you going to a Knicks playoff game? Yes, I'm going to Game 4 on Sunday. Cavs said they were going to punch back at Game 2, and if the Knicks started to fight in Game 2, then maybe Brunson would be out or Julius injured for the playoffs. We have a chance, and I think Tibbs knows. Yeah, John, Tibbs knows, and they got to be on their A game. I'm not worried about tonight's game. The Knicks going to win. We wasn't to win the Game 2. I agree, man. I agree. So, folks, thank you all for tuning in to another Knicks Media live stream for the game day show. We're going to be live again Sunday morning for the pregame. For game day, we'll be live tomorrow as well, and make a video tonight. Let's go freaking Knicks, folks. Let's go Knicks. Hit that like button on your way out if you did not already. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning in as always. Hope for the best. I believe that the Knicks will win tonight. We're going to wrap up the show here. Have a great Friday evening, and I'll catch you guys later. Go New York. Go New York. Go. Peace.